Welcome everyone. Great to kind of be here with you. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world watching this. I travel the world working with sales teams, and I'm often being asked by senior leaders and sales directors, should we go down the path of a CRM? So I thought, what a great chance to get Gill Walker from Opsis on the line today. And she's what's labelled as the CRM Success Catalyst. And in all of my travels, this has taken me to 29 countries over 24 years, and I've never met a person who's got more understanding about the nuances and the benefits, the pitfalls of CRM. So welcome, Gill. Why don't you tell everyone a little about your background when it comes to CRM?
Thank you, Ian, and I'd love to. I have been playing in the CRM space now for probably 25, actually it even goes up to 30 years now, going back to a project that I did in the early 90s where I was running a support desk in the US. And when I arrived there, there was nothing. Well, maybe not quite nothing. There was paper in short supply and pens if we were lucky, but that was the limit of their technology. Since then, I have moved through a number of different and better than the original technologies. So that job in the US, we implemented a Works database. Now, most people on this call have probably never even heard of Works, but about the best that was available at the time. Moving on from them, then I've done a lot of Microsoft Access work. I then did some work using both Clarify and Siebel, which in the latter half of the 90s were the number 1 and number 2 in the CRM league tables. And for the last 17 years, I have been technology-wise dedicated to Microsoft CRM, Microsoft Dynamics 365. But as well as the technology implementation, I do a lot of conversations and work with people like this on how CRM can help you and benefit you, not focusing on the technology.
And so you've touched on various aspects of the technology over a long career. What are kind of, can you condense the ways in which a CRM does help a team or a company improve their sales and profit?
Oh, I'd love to, Ian. Thank you. There are 5 ways that anyone, whether or not you're using a CRM, can get more profit out of your sales effort. And this is true whether you're an individual, a team, or an entire organization. So if we just zip through those 5 ways in order of how they hit a sale, you can get more leads. So if you're currently getting 10 leads a week, let's take that above 10. We can get more conversions from those leads. So if you're currently converting 25%, let's take that up to 30%. You can get more sales from each of those customers. And once a lead is converted, they've become a customer. You can get a bigger sale when each of those sales occur. So maybe they're spending $100 with you. Let's nudge that up to 120. And you can get more profit from each of those sales. And what is interesting is if you focus your effort across all 5 of those and get a 10% improvement, so 10% more leads, 10% more conversions, 10% more sales, and so on, your improvement is not 10%, your improvement is not 50%, but because it is cumulative, your improvement would be 61%. So if you set up where you're currently making $1,000 profit, that 61% would take you up to 1,610 by doing a 10% improvement on each of those areas.
The power of compounding and accumulation, hey? Love it. And I often talk to the fact that you've got to do activity in order to get results. And I see a lot of sales professionals pushing back on doing CRM because they perceive it as Big Brother is watching me from a management point of view. How, from a sales professional's individual, so I'm a sales rep having to spend time inputting into CRM, well, what benefits do I get from it?
A lot is the short answer to that, but I suspect you'd like a little bit more information than that. So the exact benefits will vary on your organization for sure, but let's just give some general ideas. The obvious one that comes to mind is sharing the effort. So a client that I worked with about 5 years ago, part of New South Wales government, came to us, and at the beginning of the project, or before we engaged with them, across that government department organisation, which is not huge, they had 41 CRMs.
Wow.
Each of those CRMs were not actually a CRM the way you, Ian, you or I would know it. Most of them were sort of Excel spreadsheets. But whatever they were, these 41, I'll call them CRMs, as that's what the client called them, all held information about the New South Wales councils, local government officers, mayors, and then obviously the contact details and when a call was due for each of those people. That in itself is bad enough that we've got these 41 all holding roughly the same information. But New South Wales, like most government areas, have local government elections. And when those elections occur, there are lots and lots of changes in the mayors, the councillors, council officers, and that's over and above the staff turnover that councils have with their employees as per normal. Because they had this silly number of lists of council people, that meant that all 41 needed to be updated post every election. And of course, people being people and human and not perfect, not all of them happened. And even those that did happen, not all of them were totally accurate. So we've then got a massive lot of information. Once that organisation had implemented CRM, all of that council officer, mayor contact information was held in one place. That means that only one person needs to do that piece of work post-election and everybody gets the benefit. So there's one example of where you as an individual, if you were one of those people maintaining one of those 41, however much time that takes you, you now get that time to do what you'd probably rather do, which is out talking to the correct people, not phoning up and finding, no, I'm sorry, Sally no longer does that, or Mary has left this organisation, and so on, which is what would have happened previously.
Yeah, so actually it's saving the whole organisation time. At an individual sales professional account management level type stuff, I hear people saying it's just more admin work. I've got to fill in this CRM. But in fact, what I've noticed, you get quality information in there, then you're going to be able to draw out good quality information and make good decisions and know some of your key strike rates, your key ratios, those sorts of things. Yeah,
absolutely.
So just drilling into, that improvement in productivity, geez, it'd be nice to, somehow be able to put a number on that. I bet every organisation could, where they could actually link that to an hourly rate and it would save X amount of money, which could just about justify the implementation of a CRM if you're thinking of going down that path.
I'm sure they could. And if we were to get the implementation, so we got that 10% across all 5 of those factors, we've got that 61% improvement. If we know that our current strike rate is whatever, it would need to be at least $10,000 per month per salesperson, I would have thought, for the salesperson to keep their job. And if that then goes up to $16,100 per salesperson, I think we've got the implementation paid for.
And Jill, I'd like your thoughts on with successful implementation of CRM, because I see a lot of money being thrown at the wall. You might as well just torch it and burn it because they've poorly implemented the CRM. Do you have any tips for key leaders around what you could, a tip for how you can engage and ensure the take-up is good? And a little ding went off then, and that often happens when the universe wants us to address a particular point. So any tip around engagement? See, there it is again, saying, how do we engage? How do we actually get our people engaged well?
The honest answer to that is education. But understanding that anybody is going to be resistant to change. After all, change is hard. And we need to help our people over what I call the hump through education. One of the challenges that we see is pre a CRM project, people are doing their job. That sort of goes without saying. And what they're doing is largely working for them, even if it is updating across the organization 41 different solutions. It is basically working for them. And we are asking them to change. There will be a period of time when change from what works to the new aspect will be hard. And we need to help people, guide them, support them as they climb that hump and get over the other side. And the key to that is education that is specific. So it works for the individual person. And it shows each individual person how to do their job using the new CRM. So we can't do just generic CRM training. And we definitely need to do that training very close to the go live period and in small groups. And ideally, although with COVID and the issues that that's thrown at us, this is going to be more challenging, but ideally we need to do it face to face so we can really engage with people so that they understand the what's in it for me with them, and they are comfortable with using this new solution to do their job.
Yeah, well said. I think, making sure that you communicate a really solid why frame as to why we're moving in this direction, and then a lot of time on the what and the how, rather than just, it's Monday, it's the scheduled date, here's a new CRM you have to use. And of course, that does not go well. Gill Walker, you are the CRM Success Catalyst, the queen of CRM as far as I'm concerned. So really have appreciated your thoughts and your input. How do people contact you? What's the best way to get in touch with you?
We have a website, which is opsis.com.au, or alternatively, you can phone me on 0410449709, or look me up on LinkedIn, the CRM consultant.
Beautiful. All right. Love it. So, and that is Opsis, OPSIS, for anyone who wants to do a search. Thank you, Jill. Enlightening as always, and look forward to chatting to you down the track.
Awesome. Thank you, Ian, and I look forward to talking to you.